Welcome back to the Boozers Basketball Podcast. I'm here with my co-hosts, Panos George and Amir Montemini for our props on Game 4 of the NBA Finals. Before we get to our props for tomorrow's game, we'll do a quick recap on what went down yesterday. Amir took the Warriors on the money line at plus 140, and he also took over for Al Horford, 11.5 points, which did not hit, and over 23.5 points, rebounds, and assists, which did. He also took Andrew Wiggins over 16.5 points, which hit for a combined record of 2-2. I took the Celtics at minus 3.5. I also took the under for points on Jordan Poole at 12.5 and Draymond Green for 8.5, which both hit. And then I also took Kevon Looney under 18.5 points, rebounds, and assists for a 4-0 record. I'm looking to get more winners today, gentlemen. How are you guys doing?
Pretty good.
Pretty good. Not as good as you, as our, as I mentioned in the last pod, our resident degenerate gambler. And I also want to quote, I said, 500, I did okay, right? Not too bad. But I said also, go with my boy Neil Joshi, right? I said, if you're going to take anybody's advice, take Neil Joshi's advice, 100%. Well done, my friend.
Let's get some more winners. So I'm going to share my screen so we can see what the props look like for Game 4. We're going to start with the spread, and we've got the Warriors at plus 4 with an over-under of 214.5. The money line for this game is the Warriors plus 145, while the Celtics are minus 165. Panos, since this is your first episode with us for betting props, I'm going to start with you. What do you like in this game today?
I'm liking Boston spread with -4 here.
Got it. So you think they get it done for the second game in a row and take a commanding 3-1 lead. I like it.
Yeah.
What about you, Amir?
I'm going to go +4 with the Warriors. I still think the Warriors are going to win, but I'm going to play it safe just in case the Celtics do continue that momentum and take that commanding lead at home. So I'm going to hedge, even though I still think the Warriors are going to win, but I'm going to play it safe and go with +4 Warriors.
Got it. I'm actually going to go with the Warriors plus 145 on the money line for the outright win. So the three of us have three different bets as it relates to the game. Panos is taking the Celtics -4. Warriors +4 is going to Amir, and I'm going to take the Warriors on the money line at plus 145. Let's take a look at the props market. We're going to start with points, and here's a look at what we have to work with here. Amir, I'm going to start with you on this one. What do you like in terms of points props for this game?
I'm going to go with the number one scrub, Derek White. He had 9 points last game, but he's been averaging prior to last game, I think 16.5 points in the last 6 or 7 games, dating back to the Heat series. So I'm going to go with White over 10.5 in a bounce back game.
Great. What about you, Panos? What do you think?
I'm going to go with Green over 7.5. I don't think he is going to have another bad game. Probably one good game this next one on Friday, but I just don't see him playing bad 4 games in a row. I think he's gonna show up. Even if it's a couple points, 9-10 points, I think he's gonna get the over here.
Nice. That's a good play because Green's total has gone down by a point, so you are getting a little bit of value. In game 3, I took the under 8.5. That total has been dropped to 7.5. And you expect players like Green to bounce back. For me, I'm going to take Robert Williams under 6.5 points. He had a great game in game 3, but he still only had 8 points. You figure Golden State's defense is going to prioritize defense, and they're not going to allow those rim runs and alley-oops for Robert Williams. So I'm going to go with Robert Williams under 6.5 points for my pick. And finally, we're going to move to the points, rebounds, and assist prop. And here is a look at the odds for that. Panos, I'm going to send it back to you. Is there anything that you like when it comes to points, rebounds, and assists for this game?
Yeah, I'm liking the under 39.5 with Tatum. I know he had 41 total in game 3. It's very close there. And he did manage to get aggressive in that game 3. I don't know if the whistle is going to be in his favor come game 4.
Got it. And Amir, how about you? Is there anything you're looking at in terms of points, rebounds, and assists?
I'm going to go with Draymond over 20.5. If he's going to have a bounce back game, he had 9 total, I think, last game and wasn't really contributing overall. And so I think he's going to be slightly more aggressive on the glass, as well as potentially taking more opportunities at the rim, especially when it comes to the dribble handoff. So hoping he pulls off a triple single, but a 7-7-7 game. So I'm going to go with Draymond over 20.5.
Got it. And that's correlated with Panos' pick for Draymond over points. So you guys will be rooting for the similar thing in that game. For me, I'm going to go with Derek White under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. My reasoning here is Derek White has proven to be a good scorer, but I don't think he's contributing much when it comes to rebounds and assists. So he may get 10 points, 11 points, but I don't see him contributing with too many rebounds or too many assists. So I'm going to go with Derek White under 16.5 points, rebounds, and assists. So that'll do it for our picks for game 4. Just to recap, Panos is going with the Celtics on the spread at -4. You're taking over Draymond Green 7.5 points. Amir is taking Golden State +4. You're also taking, who did you take for points?
Derek White over.
Derek White. Derek White over 10.5, was it? Let's see. Derek White over 10.5 points. Meanwhile, I will be taking Golden State on the money line at +145. And I will be taking, what did I pick?
Time Lord.
Time Lord under 6.5. Thanks for that call out.
And the last
then
one,
for points, rebounds, and assists, we have Amir taking Draymond Green over 20.5 points, rebounds, and assists. Panos taking under 39.5 for Jason Tatum. And I will be taking under 16.5 for Derek White. Thank you for joining us for the Boozers Basketball Podcast, Bets Picks. And please like and subscribe. We will see you after the end of game 4.